All right, so in this one, we are going to make a shape that, well, it's going to resemble this. This is a function called whole, so whole, and it takes two shapes. So first off, we'll do cube of 30, and then cube of 10. And, well, it would be nice if that's all we could do, but realistically, we have to move one of these cubes. So I'm going to move that first one by just doing translate, and I can translate it for, let's say I want to go 10x and then 10y and 0z. So remember, whenever you see a list like this, it's x, y, z. You can refer to the documentation to know exactly what it is, but translate, it'll be always x first, y second, z last. So z is up and down, and then x and y axis like any x and y axis. All right, so we save it. I'm going to save it as whole into my project directory. And then I'm going to hit F5, and there we go. So not exactly the same, but very similar. So if I do 30 and actually move it out, we see that it actually changes. So I just combined those two things. Now, if I got rid of whole, let's actually see what those look like. See how it actually changes to what it's actually molding these things together. Now back into whole. Okay. So we can do other stuff too. We don't have to have a perfect cube. It could be, some kind of strange cube here. And then we do F5, and it actually changes the whole layout of what's actually going on with this, right? And it doesn't have to be a cube either. It could be a sphere. So let's use a sphere. And let's put the radius of 20. And there we go. So now we've got this whole other thing that's coming out. Like, that is kind of weird, but that's something that actually can be used, right? So that would be depending on how you want to do this. And in this case, we might want to translate the y-axis so it kind of fits along the lines a little bit better. Right, so I translated it even, or I should say I translated it too high when I should have went minus. That way it's on the same plane, right? So there we go. So same plane, meaning that it's like if you printed this out, it'd all be laying down on the same exact surface where this is the plane that it'd be laying on. So there's that, and then you could even go even more drastic and put it way down to where it's getting closer to being, I don't know, maybe some sort of comet or something like that. So let's make it even more drastic, right? So it's 40, and then we can make this even more drastic, right? So that's going to change depending on how you want it to look. It's kind of getting closer to like a starship or something weird. Anyways, so that's how you do whole, and it just combines two shapes together as long as you translate them. Now, if I don't translate them and I do it, well, it's still going to do it because in the case of sphere and cube, it's not really, their centers aren't exactly in the same spot, especially with this size. But translate makes sure that it will actually make a brand new shape from it. All right, so that is whole.